Wow, what a shitload of hardware. This is the latest haul from one of my local marketplace finds. As you can see, it's quite an assortment of machine bolts, nuts, bolts, washers, a lot of like hanging hardware. This came out of an old sign shop. It's a really great collection that I got for next to nothing, and it came up out of nowhere. So of course I had to make adjustments for this unexpected windfall of new hardware. Anyway, it's a really interesting story, so let me tell you about it. See, it all started when I decided to buy that large fan. It's actually an exhaust fan off of an old warehouse, and I found it on Facebook for about $10. The lady who was selling it had a whole bunch of other crap. So I looked around, but told her that I didn't really have any extra money on me. She said, "That's okay. Take a look around, see what you find, and we'll go from there." So I did that. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. And before you get it all twisted, it's not like I went and robbed this lady. I took my time and I was there with her, and I explained to her that I'd be happy to go and get more money. I just didn't have any with me. And she was very insistent upon the fact that I should really take this stuff because she'd seen the channel, she liked what I was doing, and she thought that I might be able to put this to good use because she'd rather it go to a place where people are actually going to use it than have it rot away or get taken off to a dump. You see, and the one problem with getting all this new stuff, which is not bad, I'm not complaining, you get a whole bunch of new stuff you weren't expecting and now you've got to find a place for it. So that's what I'm going to be wrestling with today. Whenever I'm dealing with something like this, where I'm getting a whole bunch of new stuff coming into my shop, I think of three things. First is, where am I going to put it? Find the right location as far as accessibility goes, localized distance to the area where I'm going to be using it. The next thing I usually think about is, how much of the new thing do I have? And will it fit? And then the third thing is, how much is that thing going to grow in the future? In this case, there's a lot of hardware here, but I know that it's got the potential to grow a whole lot in the future. So right now I need something that's going to hold this and allow for some growth, but really in the long run, as I keep building this hardware collection over time, I'm going to have to rip the whole thing apart and probably build something the size of a wall at some point. So for now, it's just going to satisfy these things and last me for a little while and hopefully tuck out of the way. So I've been looking around trying to find the right spot. I really want all this stuff in the middle of the shop where I assemble everything. The place that makes the most sense to me is actually right here next to my cabinet. I know it looks kind of small, but actually when you take a good look at it, these boxes aren't really that wide. See, they're pretty narrow. So putting two of them together is still under 1 foot wide. I could probably put two, maybe three of these even, and it's not really going to take up that much width. And I can go vertical, making a nice height, probably right around 36 inches, which is about a typical tabletop. That's the plan. That's what we're going to do. Let's get started on the build. 48 inches. I needed 7 levels. I mean, what am I gonna do? I mean, that's what it is. So this is gonna be a little taller than I thought it would be, but I think it's still gonna work. All right, so some of you might be wondering what the temperature is out here, and it's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So it's a little chilly. It's made the glue super thick, so getting it out, I'm gonna need a better way of doing this in the future, but. That's a good one right there, huh? I don't know if you saw that. If my hand was here doing it, you catch a nail to the thumb. So I always try to keep my hands away from the area that's getting hit. And I usually try to keep it out of the line of fire because you never know. But the other thing you might notice is that when I'm putting these nails in, I'm putting them in on an angle. Because it's going in sideways, the wood wants to separate this way, kind of until the glue dries. So I'm putting it on an angle to help anchor the two faces together so that pulling straight out won't just pull the nail straight out. All right, today is a new day. As you can see, I've got all the shelves in. Clearly, because it's higher than I expected now, I have a problem because it won't get any closer than this and I can't reach my hammers now. So I'm gonna go with plan B, or option B, and I'm gonna put this on the other side. There we go. That's like that. Right up against it. Alright, so then, yeah. Just going with the lighter stuff at the top. At the top, I don't know. Not by me, but by the 3/8 1-inch. Alright. The 7/16 is clearly figure. That was a great way to add a whole bunch of new hardware to my shop that I wasn't even anticipating having in here. Even if I don't keep these things, it's still a great way to store some of the hardware that I need on a regular basis. I think I'll be able to play with this going forward. That's it for today. I got a bunch of other stuff from this haul. That exhaust fan I showed you at the beginning of the video. I don't know if it works. I want to get it working, so that's going to be coming up. And then I have a really interesting idea on what I can do with it. But I got to make it happen. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much, and see you at the next one.